Richard Hammond is on a roll in terms of saving his TV cars. We've recently finished Martin the Subaru. He's showing you his SSR Chevrolet. A lot of Grand Tour cars come back home and they're abandoned or even scrapped, but Richard has saved another. For you Grand Tour fans out there, the last time you will have seen this car will have been it broken down at the side of Lidenhill Circuit. If you haven't seen this car before, this was Richard's car of choice in the French Grand Tour Special, Carnage à Trois. He took this rallying, and it is a 1.6 litre Peugeot 205 GTI. It's fair to say this car has seen better days. It's been in this barn for, I would say, about a year and a half, and yeah, I mean, these now are so rare that the ones you see are absolutely gleaming examples that are all worth 20, 25 grand now. So to see one like this, it's kind of a bit of a throwback to the early 2000s when these cars were 900 quid. So yes, it's the 1.6. There was also a 1.9. Now you might think that more literage is better, but actually the 1.6 had a shorter stroke, which made the engine more revvy. So in a naturally aspirated hot hatch, that's kind of what you want. The 1.9s have more power, not much though, only about 15 horsepower more, but they're seen as a bit sluggish despite creating more torque. The aim for the day is to get that engine started up. Despite what this car looks like, will it run? I'm gonna get some mechanical help, but we'll get to that later. Before we look inside, you can obviously see where Richard's done some damage trying to pit maneuver some other French hatchbacks. There's the livery, Restaurant Lecoq, enough said about that. Let's have a look inside. It's equally as grim in here as it is on the outside. Just opening up, the car's incredibly mouldy. As I say, it's sat in here for a good 18 months, and yeah, there are definitely organisms living within the car. Other traces of organisms on the front windscreen, you might think those are paws of a cat. I'm pretty sure those are prints from another animal that rhymes with cat. Yuck. What's happened to this car then? It's been rally prepped, lightly rally prepped. It's been stripped out. The driver's seat has been replaced by this racing seat. To be fair, the passenger seat is still in place. It has what looks like a full roll cage, and what's quite funny is on the roll cage they've also welded in mounts for cameras for while they were filming the racing. I kind of want to keep those, and our guys will definitely use them. Richard ripped out the dashboard in the episode, and that is still the situation. The clocks are in place, but all the surround has just been torn straight out, and I imagine that will be in here somewhere. We'll find it once we excavate this car. There are wires everywhere. Fingers crossed they're all plugged in and we can start up this car. It doesn't smell too bad because actually in the door pocket someone's whacked an air freshener in there. Now, was that in the car when Richard was racing it, or did he know it was going to sit in here and get infested by horrible beasties and needed one of these? French. My dad had a 1.9, I think. Sorry, Dad, if I've got that wrong. He absolutely raves about it back in the 90s, and he really wants one now. But as I say, the prices have gone astronomical. This one has a sunroof. I don't know my 205 GTI, so that might be super rare. It might not be. Looking in the back, it looks like all the interior that's been ripped out has just been shoved behind the cage into the rear section of the car, including what look like the rear seats as well. They've just been bundled in there. I have looked up the reg. The car had an MOT when it went on the Grand Tour, but it's been sorn and put in this barn ever since. It's a 1991 car, which means, according to Wikipedia, it's got the slightly better cylinder head with the bigger inlet valves, which means it's got 115 brake horsepower, which isn't going to be bad. I mean, a 205, it's one of those legendary hatchbacks. You have to say it in the same bracket as a Delta Integrale, a Renault 5 Turbo, all of that stuff. It needs a bit of a clean, but this could come up really nice. Anyway, it's lunchtime and we've got something super cool planned at the smallest cog. I'm gonna go do that and then bring back some manpower and get this pug started, hopefully. Today's video is sponsored by EA Sports WRC, and they've set up this sim rig for us to have a go on the new game. And look, that is Richard's Peugeot. It's in a bit of better nick, especially the dashboard. That can be an aim for in real life. This has all been orchestrated through the builder aspect of EA Sports WRC, where you can go to this level of customization. Right, let's drive Richard's Pug. Does this car have a name yet? I don't think it does. Comment down below with what Richard's Peugeot should be called. Okay, I'm on the start line. Let's see what this Peugeot's got. I've got a sequential shift. I'm going right on the limiter. No mechanical sympathy. It's a rally car, come on. Hammer away. It's only got 175 horsepower, so it's nothing too crazy. To be honest, perfect to learn the dynamics of this game. Channeling my inner Colin McRae. It's quite thrilling when you're heading head on towards a massive ice bank in, you know, what is a car that is quite thin. Oh, I've just hit a bridge. That little 4-cylinder, it sounds epic. Feels really true to life with that rasping little exhaust note. I tell you what does feel authentic and true to life is the amount I'm sweating. Have you ever seen a rally driver get out of a rally car after a stage? It's probably lost about 1.5 stone. I feel like I'm going to be like that after this lunch break as well. Oh, we're getting into a groove now. This Peugeot feels epic! And across the line. One of the main features of the game is the career mode, where you can lead a team and decide where on the WRC ladder you start your first season. I'd want to start wherever the Peugeot can be driven, or a 6R4. Combining the power of Unreal Engine with the Dirt Rally series physics, EA Sports WRC delivers longer, more detailed stages than previously possible, and over 600 kilometres of unforgiving asphalt, gravel and snow stages. From Monte Carlo and Portugal to Kenya and Japan, you can rag around 17 current and former WRC locations. If you fancy having a go for yourself, you can pre-order EA Sports WRC through the link in the description below. There's also a moments feature that allows you to drop into an iconic moment from the last 50 years of WRC, so you can experience it in your sim rig while also learning about the history of the sport. You'll be challenged to complete scenarios and events from the real world of rally. I'm a massive nerd for that sort of stuff, so on my lunch breaks at the cog, I'm going to be getting stuck in. If we're allowed to keep this rig, although it's quite expensive, so probably not. Okay, 205 T16, let's have a go. 9,000 RPM, oh, yes. Dump the clutch. Oh my, this is quicker. Does it get any better than Group B? This feels quick. What do the full-on WRC cars feel like? I've tailored the dynamic handling system just the way I like it, and we're getting into a rhythm now. This is really nice. I don't think I'll ever drive a 205 T16 in real life, but Richard's can be my little taste of French rallying. Driving the Peugeot has been so much fun. Thank you to EA Sports WRC for sponsoring today's video. Isaac, thank you for joining me.
No problem.
How confident are you of firing this baby up?
Well, all I've been told so far is it will either catch fire, not do anything, or everything. So
who's reported this to you?
Anthony and Andrew.
Okay.
So that's what I've got so far.
They've had a go, have they, already?
I think ages ago when it just came back.
Okay.
So.
Well, let's pop the bonnet and see what's happening under here. Do you know where the bonnet catches on a 205 GTI?
No.
Let's have
Have you got more experience with this?
I don't.
Oh, that door drops a bit.
It's more my era of car, kind of. Where is it? Have you got it?
No, that's a loose bolt. I don't want to get too involved. It looks like there's a puppy that's been on the windscreen, isn't there?
Oh.
Oh. Look at that.
We're in. It was a bit mouldy, but we're in.
It's covered in something. Oh, is it just...
Where is it gonna...
Is that bent down? Oh no, they're like that.
Oh, Mr. Mechanic.
Oh, hold on.
The whole thing moved there.
They all do that. That's when they were released. That was in the brochure.
Oh. Watch yourself.
That's not a tap.
I'll hold this in place.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Is that all
Is that
snapped?
going to even remotely hold? Oh.
Oh, that's just, it's come off there.
Do you know, for a moment there, I thought that was a Nürburgring sticker, but it's a sort of Nürburgring cobweb.
Yeah.
Look, there's Flant's Garden.
It's a racetrack for spiders.
Flugplatz, carousel. Anyway, 1.6, 4-cylinder of
Powerhouse.
lovely Frenchness.
Yeah, this is it.
What do we need to do? It's got a battery, tick.
Yeah, and it's still connected, so it hasn't caught fire with what was ever left in it.
Okay, so someone was lying to you then.
Probably. Or was the battery
Is
dead?
there some conspiracy here? Does someone within the cogs, or Richard himself, not want this started up?
Maybe they want it for themselves.
Possibly. It's a very
I'll have
desirable
it.
car. I'm telling you, once this is mint,
Oh, yeah.
Richard's quid's in.
He's going to have a whole fleet of rally cars.
Oh, yes.
We'll just rally everything.
It'll
Modify
be
Oliver.
Martin's smaller cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
I suggest, should we take that battery off and put a new one on?
Well, you think that's done?
I have a slight chance, yeah.
Well, while you sort out the battery, I'm gonna excavate the interior to make this car look a bit nicer. So
Okay.
you get stuck in there, I'll get stuck in there.
Sounds good.
How disgusting is this going to be? Is there gas in the struts? It sounds good. Oh, hey! Such a bad car after all. Am I gonna unearth some large rodent nest in here? There's lots of matting and... Yep, that looks like a floor mat. Good. Oh! Now we're talking. So, black with red accents, black with red carpets. Oh, yes. That looks pretty solid as well. Dash, more dash, seat belt. Why is that not in the car? Oh, what is that? Should I be afraid of that? I'm gonna sort of do it from the outside. Am I about to unearth a massive rat?
Oh, is there something?
There's leftovers of something. Isaac, that's a nest, isn't it?
That's a bit more than getting
And
in
there's
there.
sort of, I would refer to them as pellets.
Is that, or is that like a mixed nuts? You
Oh,
know, like
do you
you get in a
think-
pub, like a
oh.
nice pub. Just like a nibble. You try some.
If I remove this, there might be, I mean, if a rat suddenly jumps out, is this going to be some like superhero origin story where I become the great rat catcher of Hereford because I get a little
Or
nip of
you'll get
something?
rabies.
Oh God, it's heavy. Why is this so heavy? Is this like saturated in
There was one in there.
piss? No. Okay, it looks like
Was that it?
Sir Rattington has vacated the Peugeot. Okay, continue. More seatbelt appendage. Peugeot 205 GTI. Excavated. That's enough of that. While I've been rat wrestling, I've not heard an engine turning over. Is it?
I think
Is the prophecy correct?
Yes, they were right.
What is that you've got in your hands there?
That is a connection of wires that have made one wire together and stopped everything from working.
Because of
I think that's touched the exhaust and then just carried on.
proper melted that is. Look
Yeah.
at that.
So, sadly, we can't drive it to the workshop today.
I bet that got a bit smoky.
Probably. I don't know when it happened. I don't know if it's when it's happened.
Okay, so there's absolutely no way of getting power to this engine and getting it turning over.
No, not at the barn, no.
Okay, well, it's been good to get it out of the corner. It still looks a bit of a state, but hopefully next time the audience sees it, we'll be tearing it apart to make it nice.
Get a new indicator. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff. So yes. Thank you, Isaac, anyway.
No problem.
Did your best.
Didn't do anything, but you know.
Well, blame the rats, that's what I say.
Yeah, it was the rat did that.
Blame the rats. This would normally be the part of the video where I'd say to you guys, what should we do with the car? The fact of the matter is though, I've had a chat with Richard today and he's told me the plan. He wants to further rally prep this 205 and get it properly ready for amateur rallying, and then himself and his daughter Izzy are going to crack on and send this down gravel stages in Herefordshire, in Wales. This is the perfect area for this type of car. So stay tuned for that. I don't know at what point during maybe next year or whenever in the future we're going to crack on with this thing. But it's going to be a really, really cool little car once it's done. Before we finish up though, the sponsors of today's video, EA Sports WRC, have a little mod for us. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to DriveTribe.